Hello everybody, Garrett here. Some tractor woes going on. We've had 4 days of rain straight, almost 5. So Noah and I have taken some time to tear into the old H. And we've had some other stuff going on. You guys recall the 4-day in we redid earlier this year. Everything was good on it. We went through that thing. Everything was just beautiful. The only thing we didn't go through was the steering box, because we thought, oh, that'll never go out. And as you probably could tell, about a month into using it, the steering box shed a bearing. So now we're into rebuilding that. Couldn't use the 3-point to run our mower, so wound up taking the 8. Kind of just made my own invention here. Took some good heavy 3-inch angle, drilled some holes in it, drilled some holes in the frame of the 3-point, and just ran 2 bolts up in here to the H's U drawbar. Now these bolts are quite considerably smaller than the drawbar holes. That gives it room so they don't bend. And if you go over something, you can actually have about 3 or 4 inches there to lift up before anything goes bad. And you can always actually raise and lower it like it was kind of like a 3-point just by twisting the top point there. That'll bring the back up. If you want to bring the front up, just have somebody help you. You lift that up and you put a couple spacers under there. It's not perfect, but it is a nice workaround if you don't have a 3-point and you have a 3-point mower.
Yep.
And we've mowed with it quite a bit this way, actually. And what I wound up doing is just putting this clevis and this chain around the seat. Not a permanent fix, just till we can get the $400+ gearbox that's required for that tractor right there. Anyway, we've been playing with the 8. It's not near field ready as far as going to the big field outside of mowing around, but taking it out for hay and whatnot, going out and trying to do 150, 200 acres. We're not there yet, but we're working on it. What all have we done? Obviously we serviced everything on it. You can see all that moisture actually is from me just spraying penetrating oil and stuff I'm still working on. Cleaned it off, put gaskets in it. Got that gasket in, the valve cover gasket, head gasket, all that's good. And we've been working it with those, but I do have a leak on the tappet cover gasket right there. Still got to replace that. The Delco Remy generator is not generating, and that really gives me the excuse I need. I know a lot of people hate it, to order a 12-volt conversion kit for this with a mini alternator and go to 12 volt. And you would say, why are you going to go to 12 volt? Because when you run as much hay as we do, you need bright lights, because you're going to be working at night a lot in order to get all that hay put away. And so that's what we're doing here. We're going to 12 volt, going to get some good 12 volt lights put on this thing, and I need to start it in the dead cold of winter. That'll help a lot with that too. And I would just leave it with a generator, and this is obviously the cutoff relay. It's not even like a regulator, it's just a cutoff relay. It's all ran from back there at the tractor seat. You turn it off and on from a switch, because it predates the regulators by quite a little bit, 1942. And so, yeah, we're going to be changing coil, all that kind of stuff. We got tires ordered, should be here in a few days. I can put new tires on her. Other than that, we got a lot of grease up here because we rebuilt the front bolster here the other day. That was exciting.
For free.
What? For free, Noah says. It wasn't actually free, it was more a case of we got lucky inside there that the sector gear was already a complete circle and we could spin it around, put the bushings down in there, pulled that whole thing up. It was a fun deal. But now we don't have front end wobble, because if you go back and look at our earlier videos, we had terrible front end wobble. Well, we fixed that. Bushings and turning the sector gear around. A few other things still need done to it. I need to get I didn't realize I didn't have the rear seal for the steering shaft, and so it never was in there to start with, and I didn't order one, so I'm going to have to get one of those. I'll pull that steering shaft back out one more time and put the rear bushing and rear seal in the top there. But it's working right now for what we're doing with it. Got the hood all off, obviously. Got this cool Distillate style manifold, and it is set all the way down to run cold, which is good because we don't want it set all the way up to run hot, because that thing is never moving again. The way these would work would be you would run a distillate or kerosene in them, and you would run it. If you wanted it to run on distillate or kerosene, you would use this, which is the remnants of some shutters that would shut off the radiator. They're not all there anymore. Then you would flip this up to hot, and then when everything got hot, you would run it on hot. It would basically shut the heat down here and keep your heat right on your fuel source. I did get a battery that fit it right, but like I said, we're probably going to 12 volt pretty soon, so that was kind of a non-point. Replace switches. The whole thing needs rewired. That's the next project, is just to go get some wire, and Kayla's pretty good at such things, but we're going to get some wire and we'll solder, heat shrink, do a fine job on it. But anyway, hasn't been started yet today. Shall we give her a cold start?
What?
Shall we give her a cold start? Now we're going to stand in front of this tractor to start it, but we are in neutral. Never stand in front of a tractor to start it, Noah. All right, so first things first, turn on our fuel. We're going to give this thing a cold start. You remember it wouldn't hardly start the other day. Well, with a lot of the workovers we've been doing, new fuel lines, rebuilt carburetor, inline fuel filter there, we have got her to crank pretty well, I think. I found one trick is to go ahead and turn that on and bleed a little fuel off before you even try. And then, you know, we're in neutral. Switch is on. Let's see how long it takes us to cold start. Yep, gas is on. Come on. That was with no choke. We'll give it just a touch of choke. A little more. That wasn't bad. There we go. Got to fix that vibration and fuel tank. Like I said, a lot of things need doing. New cables, get that switch inserted right. We're just doing some work on it right now, but I thought you guys might like to hear it run. And that's pretty good for a cold start. It's not too cold, obviously, but it hadn't ran in a couple days. So, anything else going on, Noah, we need to talk about?
Not that.
No big thoughts?
What?
No big thoughts?
No.
Are you ready to tear the steering box out of that thing?
I did.
Anyway. Alright guys, we thought we'd just give you a quick update on the H, 1942 H. By the way, if you want to go check out another channel that's got some pretty good stuff on Farmall H, go check out Dirt and Pavement. He I'll link to his channel in the description of this video. But he took a Farmall H that he bought at an auction that nothing was moving on it, not even the transmission. It had a terrible knock, and in just a couple days he had that thing running for basically not a lot of money. It was pretty impressive. And so go check out Dirt and Pavement. Anyway, thanks guys, we'll catch you on the next one.